Yes. Look around, there are people with copies of the statement, and we've got more copies over here. People would like to copies of the statement.
Okay, you're good. Everybody with blood, good? Okay. All right, thank you. Thank you, everybody, for coming today. I'm Tori Broberg. I'm with the Secular Coalition for Arizona, and we really appreciate everyone being here. The first thing we're going to do today is we're going to read the secular invocation that Representative Salman gave just 2 days ago and was admonished by her, by some people on the floor. So we're here today to support her. We're going to read the statement, and let's go. Everyone, let's see, who can start? James, why don't you start?
Take a moment to look around you at the people
gathered here today. We come from a variety of backgrounds and interests, but the passion that ignites us, the fire that burns within us, is similar. We all seek to form a more perfect union, creating change from an abiding passion to improve the lives of the humans of this city. There is wonder in that. More importantly, though, there is unity. A nation often eager to be polarized in its views, allow us in this moment to recognize what we have in common, a deep-seated need to help create a more just and positive world. As we speak today, remember that commonality, remember that humanity that resides within each and every person here, and each and every person in the city, and in all people in the nation and world as a whole. In the words of former President of Illinois Wesleyan University, go forth and do well, but even more, go forth and do good.
Okay, next we're going to have some speakers. I will just introduce them. Our first speaker is James Fuchs. He is the author of the invocation and would like to say a few words.
So I felt honored to have Arizona State Rep Athena Salman read an invocation I wrote at the Arizona State Capitol Tuesday. I did not expect the outsized reaction something so innocuous received, and I am grateful to her for her defense of it, and to the other legislators who stood by her. Thank you also to the individuals supporting us here today.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Zenaito Quintana. He's the chair of the Secular Coalition for Arizona.
Thank you all for being here today. I really appreciate the turnout, and in particular, those of you who are in communities of faith. We all share the same interest, and I think truly share a passion for a better Arizona, and one that I think is aided by the kind of support for this cause. The Secular Coalition for Arizona stands for constitutionally guaranteed freedom from government-imposed compliance with religious doctrines. On Tuesday, Arizona State Representative Athena Salman offered a secular invocation to open the day's Arizona House floor session. Some House members rose to state that they were offended by Representative Salman's lack of reference to a higher power, as was suggested by Majority Leader John Allen in his memorandum of February 16th of this year, stating that House prayer should be focused on a higher power. This so-called suggestion was more accurately revealed as a requirement by the reactions of the House leadership on Tuesday, with House Speaker Messner stating that Representative Salman was out of line with her invocation. These actions violate the Arizona Constitution, Article 20, Paragraph 1, which requires perfect toleration, and no inhabitant of this state shall ever be molested in person or property on account of his or her mode of religious worship or lack of the same. These actions also violate the Supreme Court ruling in Greece v. Galloway in 2014, which reiterated historical precedents for practice of opening local legislative meetings with prayer, and that these prayers may be Christian or of any other belief system, so long as there are no coercion, proselytizing, or disparaging of other faiths, or none. To rule Representative Salman's statements offensive or out of order because she did not reference a higher power or God is to disparage a person of no faith in violation of the law, and these actions cannot be tolerated by any Arizonan, and in particular the 30% of Arizonans that profess no religious affiliation. While beliefs are absolutely protected, actions are not. To prohibit a person from delivering an invocation because they don't believe in a higher power is certainly not protected. Such an action differentiates between the preference of one religious belief, thus resulting in discrimination based on religion. The Secular Coalition for Arizona supports the constitutionally guaranteed freedom of religion. However, as illustrated in such cases as this, our state government has clearly gone far beyond favoring religious freedom to favoring specific religions and practices for which there are no constitutional guarantees. Our efforts are aimed at strengthening the constitutional guarantees of freedom from government-imposed compliance with religious doctrines. Secular Arizona supports Representative Athena's exercise of her constitutional right to deliver these secular invocations. I also want to take a moment to acknowledge the support from District 3 Representative Sally-Ann Gonzalez and District 7 Representative Winona Benali, who spoke in support of Representative Salman's invocation. Despite the evident opposition of House leadership, these people have a courage that we should applaud and emulate. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Sue Ringler. She's a pastor, Guardian Angels, Ecumenical Catholic Community. Sue?
I represent Guardian Angels Catholic Community. I represent the Southwest region of the Ecumenical Catholic Communion. I'm a proud member of Tempe Interfaith Fellowship and on the board of Arizona Faith Network. I just want to put just a little prayer in here. Other people have more important things to say. True freedom is not jealous. True freedom is not envious. True freedom is not spiteful. True freedom does not desire to restrict the rights of others. True freedom knows not a selfish thought, knows not how to threaten. To sense true freedom is to know that your win is my glory, and that your suffering is inextricably tied to my own.
That was beautiful, thank you. Our next speaker is Yukwala with the Havasupai Tribe, Grand Canyon.
I want to welcome not just you, but the essence of what the source and the essence of creation has brought forth for all of us. It is in all belief systems globally that as we were birthed onto the Mother Earth, we were known as the children of the Mother Earth. In this, there was a belief that rose in all ways, all directions. The sacredness that was brought forth of the four, representing the colors, the yellow, the red, the black, the white, representing the spring, the summer, the fall, the winter. The beauty of this breath, the beauty of this silhouette that we refer to as the two-legged, is to bring forth a progressive, loving, giving, unconditional journey upon this, the Mother Earth. We are to be in love with every one of our relations. The relations goes beyond that of the two-leggeds and brings into the embrace, the essence of the wingeds, the four-leggeds, the tree people, the rock people, water people, on and on. This is the beauty in this time, that we as the embodiment of spirit and spirituality must embody it in a way that we put this forth in our earth walk. Not necessarily of what we say, but of how we conduct within this day-to-day. The journey is not from when you're birthed until you go back into spirit, but the journey is from the rising of the sun to the setting of the sun daily. With those many lifetimes, embrace it with the essence of you being this magnificent manifesting of all that is the sacredness. And that sacredness begins with you, and it is right here in heart. Blessings, 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 blessings.
Thank you so much. That was wonderful. Our next speaker is Representative Winona Benali of LD7.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I'm proud to stand here today with our colleague, Representative Athena Salman, and all of you today. And today I want to take this time to call on our majority leadership of the legislature to create a more inclusive environment where the diverse beliefs of all, religious and non-religious alike, are respected and valued. One where different beliefs are not judged as right or wrong, but are welcomed and even celebrated. Government should not dictate to any individual that they must invoke a higher power, and worse yet, define for others what that higher power should be. As a proud member of the Navajo Nation, I would like to conclude my remarks by sharing with you a verse from one of our prayers that inspires and guides us to seek harmony and balance in our lives and the world around us. With beauty before me, I walk. With beauty behind me, I walk. With beauty above me, I walk. With beauty all around me, I walk. All is beautiful again. All is beautiful again. All is beautiful again. All is beautiful again. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Our next speaker is Anita Romanowski of the Humanist Society of Greater Phoenix.
Good morning. The frigid reception that was given to Athena Salman's invocation on Tuesday was a rude, disrespectful, and immoral display directed at a person of solid moral standing. The intense desire for separation of church and state is not an attempt to attack or eradicate religion, but a plea to respect all people of all beliefs and non-beliefs and their basic human rights. Did any of the legislators even listen to the words that were spoken and truly hear them? These were words that could have been directed to anyone's deity of choice, if so desired. I am deeply disappointed with the government's level of infantile treatment of the secular citizens of Arizona. There is a higher power. It's called nature, and everything on earth is part of it, including us. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Ann Schneider. She's with the Valley Unitarian Universalist Congregation. Thank you.
And I'm reading this statement on behalf of Maria Green, who is chair of the Unitarian Universalist Humanist Association. The Unitarian Universalist Humanist Association would like to express its support for Representative Salman and express our dismay over the rejection of her humanist invocation. The UUA is a religious organization made up of people of many beliefs that fully and enthusiastically embrace humanists and atheists who believe that religion is a function of how we act and not whether we believe in a higher power. Humanist belief in the greater good comes from respect for love, justice, and human dignity. This is a power that transcends each of us as individuals, but unites us in a shared humanity. We can only hope that the members of the Arizona legislature and the country as a whole begin to respect humanists and open their minds to the idea that you can be good without gods.
Our next speaker is Johnny Martin with the Arizona Faith Network. Hi.
Good morning, everyone.
My name is Johnny Martin. I am a board member with the Arizona Faith Network. I'm also the youth director for the Arizona Interfaith Movement and the founder of Sun Devils Are Better Together, which is our interfaith student organization at ASU. Thank you. So instead of reading a statement or speaking on behalf of any of those organizations, I just want to speak personally from the heart and say that as a religious minority, how meaningful it is for me when someone like Representative Salman gives a secular invocation from our House floor. And I want to say thank you to Representative Salman on behalf of all of our religious and non-religious minorities in the state, and say that we need more people like Representative Salman to speak up and share their voice, because they do represent our constituents in our state, and we want to be heard and valued just the same as the majority. So that's all I have to say, and thank you again so much, Representative Salman.
Our next speaker, almost you. One more. Ahmed Al-Akum. Did I say that correctly?
Yep.
Thank you. Wonderful. Imam from the
It took my wife 3 months to learn how to pronounce it. I don't do it. Assalamu alaikum. I'd like to greet all of you with this greeting, the greeting of peace. Assalamu alaikum. I am Imam Ahmed Al-Akum. I represent the Muslim community. I serve at the Islamic Community Center in Tempe and also at the Masjid Salam in Chandler, Arizona. I am very proud to be amongst you today. We all are proud of our representative, Athena Salman, and we really appreciate your courage. In the name of God, most gracious, most merciful, I'd like to recite a couple of verses from our holy book, the Quran. يا أيها الناس إنا خلقناكم من ذكر وأنثى وجعلناكم شعوبا وقبائل لتعارفوا. O people, we have created you from a male and a female and made you into nations and tribes so that you may come to know and appreciate each other. And another verse in the Quran, God says, لا إكراه في الدين. There is no coercion, there is no compulsion in religion. We all created equal on the image of God, and we all must come to respect each other's differences, beliefs, and way of life. No one should come to boo, demean, or disrespect the beliefs and or convictions of others. Our differences should come to strengthen us. Our differences should come to educate us. And despite our differences, we all come together, united in our love for our state and for our country. And this is what strengthens us and make America a great nation. We all love this country the same. We all want peace and prosperity for our beloved country, especially our respected elected officials. They should have the same feeling. Our respected elected officials should be the role models for our community and should show respect and tolerance towards each other and the community at large. We come together today to proclaim our unity as people of different faith, beliefs, and understandings, and to pronounce our rejection to all forms of intolerance, discrimination, and disrespect to any and all people. Thank you.
Before you go, if you could pronounce your name and spell it. Because I don't think a few of us even know how to spell it.
Ahmed Al-Akum. It's Ahmad Alakoum.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so we have one more speaker, but before we bring her on, I personally want to say thank you to Representative Salman. I am, as I said, with the Secular Coalition. I am here at the state capitol every day through session. All of them can attest to that. And every day during session, they pray. And every day that I'm a guest in that gallery, I stand up in respect and for the prayer every single day that I'm here. And so for us as a secular community to have a secular invocation is tremendous, and so we appreciate her doing this, and it was her idea. So with no further ado, Representative Athena Salman. Thank you.
I just want to take a moment to thank everyone. The Arizona House of Representatives is the people's house. The opening prayers in the House should represent Arizonans of every faith perspective. This includes the hundreds of thousands of Arizonans who, like myself, do not believe in a supernatural God, but do believe in the power of humanity to do good in the world. Everyone and every faith belief is unique in its own way. My hope then, as it is now, is that our government doesn't rebuke individuals for not praying a certain way. It's not the government's job to define how one should pray. I'm disappointed that my colleagues on the other side of the aisle disagree on that point and seek to limit our prayer. It doesn't take an atheist to see that this is fundamentally wrong. That's why people, interfaith leaders, have come together today, standing before the Bill of Rights monument this morning to protect our constitutional freedom. And from the bottom of my heart, I thank you. And I would also like to thank my mother. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And that concludes the formal portion of our press conference. If any press have questions or any follow-up for any of our speakers, now would be the time. And all that. Thank you so much for coming.